Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tony Climbs. I'm back feeling much better than I was on Monday, so, doing some new climbs here. Also got some old ones thrown in, and one at the end that kind of surprised me, so stick around for that. Starting off here though, new set, this red climb here. Nice and simple, very easy warm-up. Something I will say about these new sets that I'm realizing, it's not that I just didn't climb for like a week and a half and so I feel weak, but it's like other people have also been saying this, but these new sets that they've been doing have just been significantly harder than normal. So it's a little disappointing and frustrating personally. Not for any particular reason, but more for the fact that like the consistency of the sets right now is very skewed, where there are some sets where I can do a super easy climb that is like orange or black. I wouldn't say it's like super easy, but I was able to get it in a couple attempts when I first tried it. And the most recent sets, maybe they're just not my style, but they are significantly more difficult. So it's a little eye-opening for me, and I'm thinking maybe they just are setting more difficult now, but as long as I keep it consistent, in my opinion, it's all right. But it is a little frustrating to kind of like be stopped by an orange climb when prior to this I was a pretty consistent orange climber. The first few climbs there, nothing too much to say about it. That orange climb, a little bit of note, just kind of an interesting like start and everything, but I didn't go back to that one after this. I tried this climb here a little bit. This orange one now that I'm doing though is I'm just trying to figure out maybe there's a better start here. But for the most part, I have I was like, okay, maybe I start this way. And I was like, you know what? I like starting like this. So I tried this start again, sticking that leg way out there. It's a nice balance move. It feels good. I kind of do a reverse crimp, I guess I would call it. And then I was able to grab onto it, but I popped off and I fell off there. So I gave myself one more try because I knew I could do it once I got that. I made that first move, got the crimp on there, really stepped into those toes, mashed onto that, able to get the hands up and everything. They give you a nice foot there. And then here you kind of just flip over on that left hand. I pushed up, got my leg up there, and then I slipped a little bit, but I got myself up there. So now we're on a completely different boulder. This is the other top out boulder in the gym. And you'll see kind of what I'm talking about with like the difficulty of climbs coming up, where this climb here, obviously it's a red climb. I'm not really that worried about it. I don't even know if like V1 is a reasonable grade for it. Maybe it's a V0, but I don't know. But this orange climb here, for example, this is just, I would probably, on a scale of 1 to 10 for an orange climb, this was probably like an 8 or a 9. The people I was climbing with, they thought this was significantly harder than the black climb directly next to this orange climb here. So, I guess like, if I'm gonna give like some form of feedback to the route setters, I don't know if they watch the videos or not, but it's like, I don't know what's going on, but like, I would say like consistency is key in my opinion. I know they're arranged for a reason, but it's a little disheartening when the orange climb feels so much more difficult to do than the black climb right next door. And maybe we don't have the right beta, and maybe that's an us problem, but in my opinion, that's kind of, it's a little frustrating to experience this. But hey, just giving my opinion here. But as you can see, I kind of am trying to, so the whole thing about this orange climb here is you kind of want to jam your hand into, or I don't know if you want to jam your hand. This one, I'm kind of laying back and trying to match onto it. I'm just not getting it. So I didn't really understand kind of what I needed to do there. But this black climb, I definitely had a much better understanding of what I needed to do. This was my first attempt, so I realized I had to really kick my feet over. That was not happening there. But this second time, I definitely kicked my feet over, and then pulling up and hitting this move here, I almost hit it, but I got close. So I was pretty happy with that as a whole. I definitely want to try that black climb more, but I kind of got frustrated with that wall because I wasn't really able to get anything done. So I was like, you know what? Let's go and do some climbs that I know I can do. I'm like pretty sure I've done this orange one before, and so I was like, you know what? Let's just go do this here. Just get some, you know, get the morale back up and everything. And then you know, initially in the moment I was like, I don't know if I've done this black climb before, but now that I've seen myself do it so many times through editing this video, I feel like I have actually done this climb before. So this was, you know, kind of again, but it was like kind of like, you know, something that I would have called a V5 makes that orange climb just a couple orange climbs ago, that makes that one seem like that one should be rated a V5 or something. So like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I think mentally I'm like struggling with like, you know, what I should rate things and whatnot. Like this orange climb here, I think it's a great example of V4 for the gym. But I don't know. I think the consistency over the last week or two of setting has kind of gone down a bit, but you know, it's all right. It's just something I've noticed more recently. But this orange climb, honestly, when I first did it, it gave me a lot of trouble. I tried coming back to it one time and I wasn't able to get it, but here I kind of, I don't know what happened, but I guess I was feeling pretty strong today. So I was able to get that hand over there and then bump the hand up. And once I hit that, I knew from here on out it was a, you know, kind of a free climb. So I was able to boop, get that, drop down. Got this purple one here. Get the hand up, nice start. Then walk the feet up the wall, do a little swap over to here. Get my hand up there. Foot into that, but then I realized I can just put the foot up there, walk up, and grab the top. And now here's the surprising climb that I was telling you guys about at the beginning here. This one, I tried like right at the beginning and I got like nowhere, but as you can see, I've gotten significantly stronger recently, and so I was able to make this move here. I don't remember doing this climb for the first time. Here I wanted to go with my right hand, but I went with my left hand, and you know, it didn't work out, but I'm gonna go back and try that climb again. So 100% chance you will see me Friday doing that climb. And then just to finish off, you know, always got to finish on a win in these things. I don't normally say it all the time, but that is like kind of something I try to do, is just always finish on one last success, whether it's a green climb, a blue climb, a orange climb, you know, whatever it is. I always try to finish on a success. So this time I finished with a green climb. Overall, solid session. A little frustrated with a couple of the climbs, you know, like I was talking about and kind of crying about, but you know, it's all good. You know, that stuff happens. You have bad days, and where sometimes the new set just feel like it's impossible to you. But hey, I got one of the orange climbs from the new set. I made massive progress on a blue climb that is like bewildering to me, which that felt nice and good. So overall, solid session. Not my favorite session ever, but hey, not every single session is gonna be better than the last, and this one definitely made it into the top 50%. So it's a great session overall. If you've been watching, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And as always, keep on climbing.